Watch along as I cook out my fridge before Thanksgiving travel so that no food goes wasted. All right, so what I had in my fridge was 1 chicken thigh. I had an open package of cheese tortellini, as well as 2 pounds of chuck roast, and a pack of turkey bacon. So what I did first was to go ahead and prepare the chicken thigh. So I boiled it with some onion, some rosemary, and some black pepper and garlic seasoning to use that later in the week or before I leave for some flatbread. So just going to go ahead and get all of the seasonings together and make that chicken delicious. Y'all, just boiling it with some seasonings and herbs and some vegetables. Mwah! Yes, it's very simple, but it's a great way to put some flavor into some chicken if you need to shred it. So popping on the lid, and voila, this is the final product. Well, not product, but this is how the chicken actually looks afterwards. You know, you should be able to put a fork to it and it's just tender. It shreds by itself. It's just easy peasy. And this broth that it, creates, you can actually use it for other items like rice, soup. I mean, it's, a win-win. You can use it for this, that, everything. All right. So for meal number 1, we're making cheese tortellini carbonara pasta. So using some bacon from that pack of bacon, just going to cut it up. I could have chopped it, but y'all, life. Going to go ahead and use scissors just to chop, to have that turkey bacon diced up. Prepping my water as well to cook the pasta according to the package instructions. Just, putting some salt in that water because we still want some delicious pasta. So I'm going to go ahead and cook up that bacon and keep things moving. So to make this, I guess a true carbonara pasta, I had some carrots and peas in my freezer. Don't need the carrots, so just going to take out some peas and put that with the turkey bacon. So now I got to the point where I'm going to go ahead and put that tortellini. And this is what it looked like once I added those peas to the turkey bacon, just to give the pasta just a pop of color. So here it is. I have put some of that pasta into the main pan. I left some out because, kids, pasta, butter, cheese, that's all they want at times. But for everyone else who will be eating the adult meal, face team. Okay, back to the dish, y'all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the sauce per se. So it's going to go ahead and give this a nice whip. So how am I even making this sauce? So I take an egg yolk. I put some Parmesan cheese in it as well and some black pepper. I did black pepper, salt, and a little bit of garlic. And then I mixed that together. Typically, you would use grated cheese, but all I had was shaved. So we're going to go ahead and make it work. So I pop that into the skillet. And then I also added some of that pasta water. So you just, stir. And it becomes a delicious, creamy sauce. And then you just toss all of that together. And then I put it on a plate, with some extra cheese and chef's kiss, y'all. It was delicious. And, I didn't have to waste any of this cheese tortellini. We ate it before Thanksgiving. So here it is. This is how it looks on the plate. It was good, y'all. So meal number 2, making a Mississippi pot roast. I started off in the crock pot, but then my crock pot died. So I had to put this in a dish to put into the oven, but it's tender. It was delicious. And of course I didn't even film, but it's a really simple recipe. You can Google it. You'll find them all over the internet. And then I made some cheesy scallop potatoes with it. I had like 3 potatoes that I was like, look, let's just cook these up. And then I had some kale that was going bad. I was like, oh, we don't want to waste these. Let's go ahead and make us some kale greens, put some onions and some bell peppers in there. You see some garlic. Y'all, it was tasty. Once again, it hit the spot. Dinner was chef's kiss. It was delicious. It was amazing. And this is how it looks on the plate. It just looks, once again, it was just delicious, y'all. Delicious. So this was the second meal that I prepped so that we could cook out of our fridge and not waste any food going into Thanksgiving travel. So the third meal that I prepped was barbecue chicken flatbread pizza. So using that shredded chicken that I made 2 days ago, as well has some leftover chuck roast. So I'm going to put both of these, and because I don't want to waste the packets or the package of turkey bacon that I opened for the pasta, we're going to use the rest of that turkey bacon. So we're going to go ahead and prep the skillet to heat up the chicken as well as the pot roast, and to pre-cook the turkey bacon. We kind of like our bacon crispy on our flatbread pizza, so I'm going to give it a little saute in the pan first. So these are the ingredients. I had cheese that was already open, cheddar cheese, Italian cheese, barbecue sauce that was already opened. I'm going to also slice up some red onions and some cilantro, just to, a little razzle dazzle on top for some flavor. So here you see I'm just going to put a little bit more seasoning on the chicken just to bring it back to life. Okay, anyways, okay, back to the food, y'all. So going to go ahead and get my chicken ready, as well as the chuck roast and the turkey bacon. So here are the various meats that are going to top the flatbread pizza. I am going to make one section of the pizza just, cheese, because once again, y'all, kids. Plus, sometimes, adults want just cheese too. So I have I bought this from Aldi, the flatbread. So it comes in a pack of 2, which is a great steal. So I'm going to go ahead and prep the flatbread using barbecue sauce. Has the sauce, put as much sauce or has less sauce as you want. Make it saucy, make it not too saucy. Just, do what would make you and your family eat the flatbread pizza. So prep it how, you would eat it. So go ahead and adding in the cheese. One thing that I don't show is off camera. I also had a container of Parmesan garlic butter from Aldi that I found recently. Going to go ahead and melt that, and then I'm going to rub that around the edges of the flatbread pizza. And then for the section of cheese, of the cheese flatbread pizza, I'm going to use that as the base versus barbecue sauce. So it's more like a cheesy garlic bread or a cheesy bread, flatbread. But yeah, so here I am just prepping the flatbread that's going to have the meat. So putting the onions on there, and then I'm going to just, use the various meats and put as much or as little and just in various sections so that there is some variety for folks to choose from. So placing it in the oven, this is how it looks while it's in there, getting all prepped and ready and tasty and delicious. And this is what it looks like out of the oven, just the different sections. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe from corporate to kitchen.